Greetings. I'm Norman Snowden, developer of several Mykinda software programs. The subject video is Mykinda Financial Loan Software Demo 2. It provides mathematical tools to evaluate the effect on mortgage loans or late payments, early payments, added payments, and an early payoff of the loan. Additionally, variable interest rate mortgages are calculated, including the APR, average percentage rate. The variable rate mortgage number per year payments, such as monthly 12 per year, can be converted, for example, to twice each month or 26 payments per year. Several other payments per year, such as weekly, are provided. Additional other videos demonstrate Mykinda info features on highway engineering and land survey topics. After viewing the video, if you have further interest in Mykinda financial loan info, send me an email at duluthmsn.com. Subject: Mykinda Financial Loan Demo 2. This video should also be available at mykinda.org at a later date. Thanks, Norman. We click on the little hard hat icon. The first screen comes up, introduction. We click, and we agree to abide by the rules of the program, yes. And we click on annuity loan payment. We see we have one record, but let's start a new one. So we'll go to utilities, and we want to add a record. There's the blank. We'll give it a name. Let's just call it RV, as though we have purchased an RV. And the cost of the RV, this is just a message to tell you that you can have payments either at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month. We'll use the conventional, which is payments at the end of the month. So let's assume the cost of the RV is $50,000, and we'll use an interest rate of 3%. Let me get my glasses. 3%. And 12 payments per year are monthly. And total payments, we'll say 5 years to pay off, are 60. And the loan initiation date, let's just, for simplicity, use 01/01/2000. And the intermediate payment number, let's use 60, invalid month. 01/01/200. 01/01/2000. Intermediate payment number, let's use the last one, 60 months. And we'll click on calculate. That calculates the monthly payment, and it gives the dates, and it shows that the entire loan has been paid off at 60 with an intermediate or final interest rate of $3,906.07. The effective rate is 3.042 because it's paid off each month rather than each year. We could use a year. Let's go back and use a year to show that. Say once a year. And in that case, we'd have 5 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5 years. And let's calculate the payment. No, this is the fifth year. Calculate. In that case, the yearly payment is 10,917.73, but the actual effective rate is yearly 3%. Let's go back and put in the 12 per year and 60 payments. Then we'll calculate, let's use a schedule. No, we had 5 payments. We need to go back and put 60. And we see the schedule, the payment number, dates, interest, principal paid, total interest paid each month, the principal, total principal, remaining principal, and lender profit. And we see that the total interest paid is 3,906.07. The total principal has been paid, and remaining principal is zero, and the lender profit is $8,080.84. This is strange to put this lender profit in there, but the fact is, if the lender paid and invested $898.43 each month for 60 months at 3%, he or she would have a more than just the value of the interest. They would actually have an account totaling, I don't know whether it would show that or not. It doesn't show it. It just shows the lender's profit as $8,080. Let's skip now to, we'll say calculate this, and we're going to go to the other schedule. And we click on special payment schedule. And now we see this is in a different state over here. We have you can have each payment number. We can look at the value of each payment as that we desire to. Well, let's calculate this again. We'll go to the bottom record, and we'll have to click for schedule. We'll have to put that in, and we click calculate. Spread that out. We have a different schedule now. There's still the payment number, dates, and the interest rate, and the payment, interest paid each month, principal paid each month, total interest paid each month, total principal paid each month, and remaining principal each month, and the lender profit each month. This lender profit is negative because if the RV owner wrecked the RV and totaled and didn't have insurance, then the lender would have lost his or her $50,000. So that his profit is negative until it later on builds up, and it finally becomes positive. 39 payments, 59, and 60. This is the total interest paid again, and the remaining principal is zero, lender's profit. Let's go back to the top record. Now let's assume that on June the 1st, the payment was not made. The payment on June the 1st would be zero, but it was late. So let's add a payment, the late payment. We add payment, and we go back up here and type in 06030 0200. 06302000. So the 30th day of June, they finally made the payment of, we click tab, and we see this payment, extra payment pops up here of June the 30th of $898.43. But on June the 1st, the payment was zero. Now let's calculate that. This payment here on June the 1st shows up to be zero. Now we see that the total interest is slightly more than it was before, only about $2 or $3. And the reason is the interest rate is so low. Most lenders don't do that this way. They actually have a late fee, or maybe even as much as 10% or some 5%, but they don't just allow the 3% like that to be the late. We want it. Now we could go back to the top record. We could do the same thing by adding a payment, an early payment. If we took away this June 30th payment, that's an A payment. It stands for added. So let's delete that. Delete added payment. Now we go back to the $898.43 for June the 1st. $898.93. For June the 1st. We could, well, let's just do an early payment. So let's add a payment, make the June payment sometime in early May. So we'll say add a payment, and let's make this payment on 0502/2000, and click tab. Now we see that there's a payment here on May the 2nd of $898.93. So let's make this June payment zero. I mean the 1st of June payment zero. And go to the bottom record and click calculate. And the same thing with this June the 1st payment was not made. Number zero. Now we see that the total interest paid is just slightly more, a couple of dollars, 2.5 or something like that. Again, most lenders use a flat fee of something like 10 or 15, 10 or 5% as and they wouldn't give any credit if it's paid early. Normally, the only credit you would get would in a month at a low rate, beginning rate of 3%, it's only about $2 and a half or something like that. Now let's go to the top record again. Now let's just assume that again we'll use June the 1st, or we'll just use June the 1st. On June the 1st, this person came into quite a bit of money and wants to pay this loan off. So on June the 1st, the remaining principal is $46,000. Let's just assume they make a payment of $47,000 on June the 1st. And we go to the bottom record again. We don't need to go to the bottom record then anyway. Then let's just stop here on the 9th, September the 9th, and click calculate. And now we see that a message overpayment has occurred. The negative remaining principal is shown as a credit to the borrower. They paid the $47,000, but that was more than the total amount of the loan, so they get back, it overpaid $889.20. Lender profits only $628. Disregard values subsequent to this payoff date. Go home and set up a new loan. Let's try some variable rates now. Well, first, this sum, we'll go to variable rates. We're going to make changes. Now let's first get this back to get rid of that June the 1st payoff. Yeah, let's just make that a regular payment, $898.93. $898.93. And again, we'll run it through again to see that. Go to bottom record. That's normal payments. The 60th payment was overpaid. The borrower gets $138.04 left. The 59th payment, they only owed $760.98 rather than the total payment of that. Now, let's say that for the first 20 payments, we're using 3%, and the second 20, 4%, and the last 20, 5%. So let's see where the payment number 20 is. That's payment 24. Payment 20 is 801201. So make changes. Let's type in, what was that? 8 what? 801-201, 801-2001. That's 20th payment. And the last payment is 01-0101205. We'll say make changes. This is just some messages that later early payment values will be invalidated if you have them. When you can go back and add them, but anyway, yes. Now, the new interest rate is 4%, and the number of payments per year is still 12. Now, we could just use an arbitrary payment and have a balloon payment at the end, but we don't want to do that. So let's calculate for this is A for the 12 months per year, 12 payments per year. So we generate a payment here for A, and the payment now is $869.77. So click on A. This will change the interest rate, but will not remove so and so and so and so. This will change both. Now go down to the 8th of 8001 right here. On 701, the payment was $898.43, but on August the 8th is now $898.43. Oh, wait a minute. This payment is $869.77 rather than $898.43. After August the 1st, the payments will be that $869.77. Let's go to the bottom record and calculate it. So we can see the first 19, it's $898.43 and 3% compounded. But then on August the 1st, the interest rate is 4%, 4.074 compounded, and the payment is $869.77. The interest rate has increased, considerable increase, because of the going to that 4%. Let's go back and at 40 payments. Find that 40 May the 1st 2003 is 41. April the 1st, 2003, the fourth day of April 2003 is 40. So we changed this date here, 4 2003. 04/01/203. Let's see if we've got that right. 4/01/23 for 40. Yeah, 4/01/2003. So now we say we'll click make changes. Now the new interest rate will be 5%, and the payments are still 12 per year. And let's calculate a new payment for 5%. Now it's $928.97, and we'll click A. Let's go down to 4/01/03. The payment now is $928.97. Previous to that now. So we have a new payment for the last 20. And we go to the bottom record and click calculate. There we're going 3% for the first 20, and then we go to 4% for the next 20, and then we go in on April the 1st, 2003, we went to 5%. So now the interest has increased because of this 5%. Remember, when it started out with 3906.09, before any changes were made, about 36. That's a difference of around $1,000 in the amount of interest. The payoff, 100%, is been paid off. Now we could let's take a look at this. This red down here, or orange, if we wanted to change the number of payments per year, we could use 26. That'd be every twice a month, or we could go 52 weekly, or we could go 6 times a year, which would be every 2 months, or you can go 0.5 times a month, which would actually be every 2 years, I guess. Anyway, there's several different number of payments per year that as options, but you use that with this the B. So I won't take the time to go into that, but this that sum payments is not is invalid for it gives you the number of different payments rather than their original. So we won't go into that because this figure here is okay. 54,000. That's a total of payments that were made, but this was based on no change. Let me go back to that again. This is valuable. I mean, not there should be a message here that all of the information that's shown right here is where you have a variable rate mortgages. You take it in question. You'll have to check it out. Let's we want to check the interest rate on this, the APR. So let's go back to this. Go home, and for this RV, let's check APR. First run calculate. This is where you check the APR, where you have in the previous demo where we had a payment closing cost. So, but it's similar to this. Let's look at this. This is a variable rate loan. Click no for a variable rate or adjustable rate loan. And we'll click this information here. It says enter chronologically, sequentially, each variable rate in percent beginning with the initial rate and the corresponding number of months, periods matching that date rate. So we have 3. The first rate is 3%, and it was for 20 periods. The second rate was 4% for 20 periods. And the third rate was 5% for 20 periods. And we click calculate. We don't want to print out of this, so we click no. We click home. Uh-oh, I don't know why this don't know why that didn't come out. I'm sorry. We click calculate again. So this time the digits are shown. So the effective rate, according to this, is 3.57%. That's the APR rate for those three payments. It seems kind of low, but that's what it says. This this can be very interesting to go through and follow up, but I think this is about all we need to talk about it in this particular demo. If you have any questions about it, send me an email. I appreciate your patience.